هذه سبب الأزمة اللي احنا فيها، لأنهم نزحوا من تعز وصنعاء صار البناء الواحد يبني.
In a country torn apart by war, one city somehow thrives. Thousands of years ago, it was the center of an ancient civilization. Now Ma'rib is back and booming. How's that even possible? In the market, everyone is from somewhere else. For 4 years, they've come here from every corner of this fractured country. Some fled fighting. Others found life under the Houthi rebels unbearable. And so, in their tens of thousands, they came to Ma'rib to escape.
والله الوضع للأسف الشديد حالة يرثى لها. لا يعني لا أمن لا أمان، حتى يعني مقطوع عليهم يعني كل شيء، الكهرباء، الماء، هذا البترول، وهنا العكس الحمد لله.
So the situation in most of the country, and not very far away, is still catastrophic. But here in Ma'rib, it's just one of those little pockets where life seems to go on as it should. The food is affordable, there's security, and people seem relatively content.
There were fewer than 40,000 people in Ma'rib before the war. Now the city is home to 1.5 million. A backwater ignored by governments for decades is doing its best to keep pace. Business is brisk. This workshop is churning out doors and windows.
كانت من أول صحراء، يعني صحراء صح، يعني تخرج البنايات هذه والبنيان هذا مش موجود نهائيا. إذا انتهت المشاكل هذه حقنا ما بين إحنا والحوثي، إن شاء الله تلقى تستعيد مكانتها زي ما كانت من سابق.
And he doesn't mean 4 years ago, he means 4,000. On the edge of Ma'rib, the temple of Awam, a place of pilgrimage centuries before Islam, part of a kingdom Yemenis associate with Bilqis, the Queen of Sheba.
So this used to be the center of a great civilization that existed thousands of years ago before it disappeared under the sand. There's so much more to excavate here, and it'd be great to think that when the war is over, someone would come and finish the job.
Ma'rib has escaped most of the fighting. There's a Saudi military base nearby. The nearest clashes are in the mountains to the west. And it sits on one of Yemen's key roads, bringing in goods from the outside world. But it's still a struggle. Ma'rib is racing to keep up, building roads and homes as fast as it can.
وطبعا ليس خيار لنا هذا الأمر، لابد أن نتوسع ولا بد أن نستوعب رغم صعوبة يعني عدم وجود بنية تحتية.
Yemen's information minister has flown in to see the work for himself. Most of the country's internationally recognized government lives abroad.
لنا هي نعتبر الآن هي العنوان الرئيسي للحكومة. لا يستطيع أحد يصدقها إنه خلال 4 سنوات تغيرت معالم المدينة.
Would you say that Ma'rib is like a temporary capital of Yemen?
لا أدعي ذلك، وإنما هي الظروف التي صنعت هذا المقام.
All around his city, tens of thousands of displaced people are waiting out the war in camps on the edge of town. Ma'rib can only absorb so many. The hope is that when the fighting ends, these people will go home. But the fighting doesn't end, and some of them have been here for years.
أمثل لك الشرعية، يعني دخلنا البلاد وفتحنا البلاد فنرجع، وإن لم فقد هذه بلادنا، يعني قد يعني البلاد مش ممكن أن نطلع، خلاص انتهى الأمر، انتهى يعني الوضع.
Can Ma'rib continue to welcome so many new arrivals? At the university, classes are spilling over into makeshift rooms. There were 1,000 students before the war, now there are 5,000. Azza was born here. The war has changed everything.
Schools and the universities and the hospitals are crowded for a lot of people, and the streets so crowded.
What are your plans for the future?
I think my dream is very, very high, because I want to be in Minister of Human Rights. Yes, but the situation in Yemen is not help me, because I want to study politics. So in outside of Yemen, and I have a chance to study outside, but because of war, I can't.
Do you feel trapped?
We hope move another, but the situation it's not help us.
Ma'arib owes its success and its challenges to the war. It's a sanctuary but also a prison. There's nowhere else to go. Only when the war ends can this ancient city truly rise again.